Hey everybody, happy Memorial Day weekend. It's kind of a chilly Saturday morning here in the Rogue Valley. We're unseasonably cool right now, but that's supposed to fix itself as the weekend goes on. So we're looking at another saw that Kent dropped off. This is a ProMac 1010 automatic. Really clean looking saw. I'm surprised that I'm finding what I'm finding in it, but it happens. So it had no spark, and it had it just wouldn't, it wouldn't run. Everything was complete, it looked clean. So cleaned the points, regapped those, got spark back. That was pretty easy to do. But then I filled it with fuel, pulled it over about 6 or 7 times, and I started smelling gas, and I could see that the tank is leaking around the seam here. That's a very common McCulloch problem. Just the nature of the beast, pretty much. So I thought, well, hell, I can red coat the tank, line it, be good to go. But I don't like to put that kind of effort into a saw until I've got it running and I know that we're going to be alright. So I primed it, and I got a little bit of a, but it didn't actually fire. And I double checked the spark, and I'm talking bright blue spark. This is a hot coil. So I thought, okay, I'm not sure this is going anywhere good, and got out the compression tester, and was only getting about 75 or 80 psi. Okay, so I looked in from the top, with the carb off. You can look in the intake port here. Didn't look bad, but you don't have good light, can't tell for certain. So kind of rolled it over, got the muffler off, looked at that side. That I could see looked pretty good. So I was pretty confused, but went ahead and decided I'd pull the old trick of automatic transmission oil and acetone overnight to soak in case there was carbon on the rings. That'll loosen that kind of garbage up. And when I came out and drained it this morning and blew that stuff out, I got some gray stuff coming out, not black. And gray usually means metal, so I was pretty concerned at that point. So here we are. It is torn apart. Let me make sure that we're getting a good shot of this, and I'll zoom in on the piston. Okay. About as good as I'm going to get, I think. You can see right through here, you see that gray discolored area? Again, I'm not sure that this thing is focusing well. The ring landings are completely collapsed in on the piston rings right there. You can't even get the rings out. So what has happened... Yeah, I know that's not focusing well. That may be the best shot. What's happened, that's the intake side of the piston. So when the engine's assembled, it's like this. So it's obviously ingested some dirt or, debris of some sort past a air filter, or maybe the air filter just wasn't used at one point. But it was enough that it created friction right here. And then down in the cylinder itself, again, this is a shot I know I'll never get to focus, but the intake port, I can see where it's actually chipped some right at the bottom of the cylinder there at the intake port. So at this point, this almost, I'm debating on whether a fresh piston and rings would even be appropriate in here. The rest of the cylinder looks good, but there is some wear through on the chrome lining there. So I'll be getting a hold of Kent to see if he wants me to go any further on this saw, but it's a real disappointment because it was so clean. It obviously hasn't been used for very long, but that damage, that's unmistakable. It's actually peeled material from the top of the piston and just drug it across the landings here, and there's some more of that gray that I was talking about. So the gray was aluminum, unfortunately. So right there is a public service announcement for keep your air filters in good shape.